Hello everyone. Have you encountered anything strange when walking at night? When Q was little, he lived in the countryside. Later his father got a better job in the city, so the whole family moved there. Grandpa was very reluctant to part with them, urging Q to often visit him back home. Cousin was also sad to see Q go. She was uncle's daughter and Q would play with her daily, so they were very close. After moving to the city, Q's father worked even busier than before, so they couldn't return to the village as often. Visits grew fewer over the years. When Q was 12, with the new year approaching, Grandpa dearly missed them and called Q's dad, asking them to come back for the holidays. Q's father promised they would. Soon it was the new year. Q's family hurried back to the village and enjoyed a joyful reunion celebration. After dinner, the adults gathered to chat and watch TV. Q went outside to play with cousin. Time flew quickly and uncle soon came out saying it was time to go home. Q told cousin they would play more tomorrow. About half an hour later, Q was bored alone and said he wanted to visit cousin's home, but his dad said it was too late and would disturb them resting. With no other option, Q played alone on the road in front of their house. His dad reminded him not to go too far and Grandpa gave Q a flashlight, telling him not to play long. After leaving Grandpa's and turning a few corners, Q reached a wide open road. He walked while playing along it, but soon felt something was off. None of the nearby homes had lights on. It was New Year's. How could everyone be sleeping so early? With just pitch blackness around, the flashlight flickered then went out, killing Q's playful mood. He turned back toward home and started running. Suddenly a child's silhouette approached from ahead. Q slammed on the brakes and the kid also stopped. About 5 meters away, a figure appearing abruptly in the dark terrified Q, voice trembling. He asked, "Who are you?" A girl's voice responded, "Is that brother?" Q relaxed, realizing it was cousin. He asked if she was also out playing. The girl murmured yes. With Grandpa and Uncle's homes so close, it wasn't odd to run into cousin out alone at night. Q walked forward, saying, "Let's go back, I'll take you home first." The girl murmured again. But they didn't walk side by side because cousin moved quickly ahead, forcing Q to follow behind. Suddenly she turned a corner up front. Q was confused because the route to Uncle's was a straight line, walked countless times in daylight. How could there be a turn? Just then, cousin up ahead suddenly asked, "Brother, what's your name?" Q almost answered reflexively but froze in shock. How could his cousin not know his name? And why would she be allowed out to play so late? Q halted, involuntarily stepping back while staring fixedly at the girl. She also stopped and repeated, "Brother, what's your name?" Now Q grew afraid, retreating several more steps. But cousin kept facing away. Then she seemed angry, no longer speaking gently, but in an unfamiliar voice demanding, "Brother, what is your name?" Q was terrified by the unfamiliar voice. He spun around and fled aimlessly, just wanting to get as far from the girl as possible. He didn't know how long he had run when a shadow suddenly pounced, knocking Q over. Q's heart leaped into his throat. He thought it was the end and kept his eyes shut. But then he heard Grandpa's voice and cautiously opened his eyes to find Grandpa's dog had bowled him over. Grandpa helped Q up and led him home by the hand without a word. Q recounted his experience and Grandpa simply said not to go out playing at night anymore because it could attract strange things. Ever since that childhood encounter, Q never dared walk alone in the dark again. The story ends here. Please share your thoughts in the comments. See you next story.